Good morning, everyone. It's 2:37 on the clock here on the East Coast, and 37 is the day today. So perfect. 2 is the High Priestess, 37 is the King of Cups, and the day is the 25th, which is the Knight of Wands. The day adds up to that 37, the King of Cups. So we have the King of Cups and the Knight of Wands, very unconditionally loving, inspired action, which is a really positive energy, very masculine here at the same time. And it is Sunday today, here right now anyway. And I have several reads for you. I'm going to give you the message of the day that I just did first because it was very significant. I have a couple other short messages of the day, and then I have the union read and the twin flame read. And let's go ahead first and take our deep breath. Take another deep breath. And one more deep breath. And a big virtual group hug. Sending lots of love out to everybody. Okay. So I'm going to roll the die first and show you the pictures, and then we're going to get right into the message of the day. It was very significant for the twin flames. Yay! Twin flames. And the dice. All right, we have Pluto. We have Aries. There you go, Aries again. And then we have the number 4, which is the Emperor. 4 is also the number of stability and building and survival and the manifestation on the survival level. We also have Pluto being very profound transformation, which can be Scorpio energy. So yeah, there's some very masculine, structural, like total transformational energy here. Really in your face type of transformational energy though, but yet grounded at the same time. All right, I was just feeling into the energies today, into my inner child, and there's definitely mother-father issues coming up for everybody. The message I was getting, and then my mom and dad both came up in the reads today too. My mother was showing me, because Mother Mary came up in the read, and my mother's name is Mary, and I'm seeing Mother Mary, who's that very kind, loving, in cloaked fabric, and she was coming up as looking a little bit sad, like sitting under a tree, with her head down. And then all of a sudden my mother's face came out of her, and they just really wanted us to see not our parents as our parents, but our parents as their inner child, because they're not just our parents, but they were just like you, they're inner children as well. So try to see it from their inner child perspective, who they really are, not them as their parents and their failings in your eyes. But it's just, again, that clearing of the relationship with the parents and the mother, the father, Mother Mary and Jesus and all that masculine, feminine energy, and Mary Magdalene as well, and Mother, Father, God. Okay, so I'm going to show you the pictures first. I was just getting the broom, like the witch's broom. So that's a message for somebody. All right, we have, that's not the first one. All right, here's the union read. Okay, for those of you not familiar, 4D, 5D, 6D, left is the feminine, right's the masculine, the bridge between in the center, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies. Okay, and then this is the Syrian starseed deck. We also have the twin flame read, the general read, which is a variation of the Celtic cross. But this is more of an energy flow pattern for me. This is again the Syrian starseed deck, and then This is a close-up of the Romance Angel cards today. This is the first message of the day, the second message of the day. These are two quick ones. And then we have the one from this morning, which I'm going to give to you first. And then we have the complete read in front of you, the 7 deck clarifiers for the read I showed you already for the twin flames. Again, it's a lot of energy on the table. Don't force it to fit if it doesn't resonate with you. It is a general reading for all the twin flames. Okay, so here we go. Again, it's Sunday today, the 25th, the Knight of Wands. And it was weird when I woke up today. I did my thing, you know, made my juice and my decaf. And then I went in, came in to sit down to review my notes. And I looked at the clock and it was 12:01. But I didn't think of it at the time. And I went to write down 11:58 because I knew it was a few minutes prior to the time it currently was. But it was 12:01 on the clock. And then when I looked back up at the clock, it was 12:53. So, and I know I saw 12:01. It was not a 5. So there's definitely some time jumping going on here. I didn't wake up till 11:58 or 10:50? See, I don't remember anymore. I swear I didn't wake up till 11:58. I didn't fall asleep till like 2 or 3 o'clock last night, but I got a really good night's sleep last night, and I'm never able to sleep that late. So it was a really good night's sleep, but there seems to be some time jumping going on. And the message of the day. So let's just get right into the message I just did, because it's very profound. And again, remember, the energies right now are all about the mother and the father. Yesterday it was coming up with the feminine with her father and the masculine with his mother. And today I was just getting both of your parents and dealing with their inner child. And so this message of the day was done at 12:48, which is the 12 of the Hangman, and 48 is the walking away within. And the underlying energy was the warrior, was the lilies card, the calla lilies card, but I get it as the warrior flower today. And the first card out was the tree, and then the power lady. So here we go. The spiritual power in the tree of life, and going through the foundation to get to the other side. And of course your parents are your foundation. The power lady looking out the window at the tree out front, and 3 ribbons perhaps, gold, violet, and magenta, for the loving man looking close, magnified, Inspector Gadget with a breakthrough that's there only, that there's only one path. The door to open, that's the one of good luck, of 3 wishes, the one you wish for, and taking that risk to follow your true north, your authenticity. The twin flame journey of riding the rainbow through the trunk of the tree, which is your root chakra, right? Riding the rainbow to go through the root, the sacral and the solar chakras to get to the other side. The heart, the voice and the hearing, the seeing eye, and opening to allow all that is in the upper chakras. Through the mountains and crosses of the 3D chakras, the powers that be, the establishment and institutions connected to the, when I wrote loving man here, I don't know how this came out, but I went to write loving man and I wrote the con man, but there's another reason for that. It's not supposed to be the con man, but there was a message that was coming through here and I didn't realize it at the time. So again, through the mountains and crosses of 3D chakras, the powers that be, the establishment institutions connected to the loving man, where then con and man came up, or his contract, and taking a closer look before signing, or how to get out of, with 2 wise owls. And that was at 1:30. There's a connection to 138, which is the magician and the Queen of Cups. So to get out of it with counsel or your own guides, the 2 wise owls, one grounded and one taking action in a breakout of abundance and of path of abundance, or the lucky or of the lucky power man who's mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. Taking a risk after the buck full moon, or at Maz, or Atma is coming up here, or at the mother's, the mid-lunar cycle, which is around the 30th to the 31st, going into August on the 1st. Cutting claws or claw covers or caps, or releasing Sagittarius or losing their religion, or cutting the leash, burning bridges with loyal son, or yo-yoing, stalling and saying, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, or no longer can walk your dog at the park, or thinking about moving farther out, perhaps from the city, or cutting out cancer or cancer surgery, a risk to get rid of it once and for all, or between Cancer and Sagittarius, a loyal friend or pup is the bridge to adventure in the sun. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. That's coming up again. Loyal friend or pup is the bridge to the adventure in the sun. I just can't read the word I wrote there. In traveling over the rainbow, through the mountains and parks, the hard part is the healing and the dreams coming true and shining apart from all the others, right? Shining your light, authentically you. Peeling back the layers of dazed and confused, blindly led to the monk key in the middle that you feel, not necessarily see, outside the powers that be, confused about where your loyalties lie, as fox chase ends at home with two wise old owls and a breakthrough of choosing abundant flow, clean water, with feeding birds, clean water, and power, and being able to feed self in great numbers, the loving lady and the power man, and that could be like the power company as well, freeing the birds, taking risk at the mid-moon, which is the end of July through the beginning of August, or just the end of July at 124, which is the Magician and the Queen of Wands. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the one. So that's coming up. You might want to read the lyrics, but just the chorus is coming up right now, not the sadness of the verses. At 125 is the Magician and the Knight of Wands, which is the day today, or around August 1st or 2nd, coming up specifically. Separating the wheat from the chaff to clean up the nest for delivery. That could be cleaning out your house too, to bring something new in. Of the cosmic egg at the Y in the road. Also the number 4 coming up here. Again, stability and structure and building and survival level manifestations here. By staying open to direction and not like pinning yourself in or pegging yourself in a certain direction, by staying open to direction, you will speed up your journey when the mountains and crosses arise to lighten the load. Let your innocence take you there. So Madonna is coming up there with take you there. Cutting out the crap or poop as the fox is led home through community of the loving lady with the key to divine nest in the Garden of Eden or E's den, the lion's heart, bridging the pup with the kundalini, the innocence and the wisdom, exposing losing patience or losing your temper, public annoyances and petty thieves and critters that may be natural outside but can cause havoc in the house. But remember, as within, so without, it's up to you to shift so the critters will too. Crossing the mountain to only find a burden, Jesus on the cross, connecting with their galactic family and Mother Bear. Mary Mama saying, there, let it be. Mother Mary comes to me, let it be. And that was at 138. So then right there, Mother Mary is my mother. So, and I just told you what I saw, but I wrote this before I did that meditation I just told you about. Then my father's name came up, Constantine. Because it wasn't just about my mother, it was about both parents. And then you notice Constantine, what's the first 3 letters? Con, which came up by accident when I went to write The Loving Man. So Con came up. And then Stantine, and my father spells Constantine without an E on the end. And tin came up in my message in the code line yesterday. So this is how Spirit communicates with you, right? So Con came up earlier in the read, and then tin came up yesterday. And here's Constantine, so they wanted me to focus on the space between, which was Stan, but also the energy of the mother and the father. And Stan, the definition is ST, which is path or street, and then AN, and N, lowercase n for me is code for Jesus. So the path of a Jesus. Constantine, extremely obsessive fan of person, group, character, or creative work, particularly one whose fixation is unhealthy or intrusive. Stan is also the ending of a lot of Soviet countries. It also means lodging, camp, apartment, or loom. The shepherd's hut, which is the energy of Jesus, right? And the herd of sheep or other livestock, the tent and the stone, to stand, the state, city, or town, and the condition, the sovereignty. Also, erection comes up as the slang. And then as I went out of that definition, I arrowed back, and the last one that had come up was gnat, as a gnat literally landed on my notebook as I was looking at it. So I went back and write gnat, so they were guiding me to write down the definition of gnat as well. But I was actually thinking of Elizabeth April's partner, Nat, when I first saw it. But then the gnat landed on my notebook, so it was very clear that I wanted to read it again. And that was at 149, which is the magician and the 49 of the Nine of Cups. So Nat, Nat is a Burmese spirit or entropy. Again, this is going back to Jesus again. Burmese spirit, entropy, the child born at night, wet, moisture in the rain, a night person, individual, or kinsman, or relative, a spirit, deep, or not. And then I was getting, they dance like spirits in the night. So Bruce Springsteen was coming up here. You don't know what they can do to you. Stand right up now and let it shoot through you, through her, through them. So all the verses of the song are to different people. So just let it go, pass right through you. Inspector Gadget and Dr. Jackal, but I was getting Jacket. I don't know if there's a Dr. Jacket out there. But instead of Dr. Jekyll, it's Dr. Jackal, because the Jackal is literally the creature in the card here. So Inspector Gadget and Dr. Jackal, or Jacket, and Mr. Hyde, not Hyde, but Hide, dictating through the Ankh the notes of a visit, research, or 5D connection, vacation or rest time. A new innocent or innocence of the loving man that looked at a contract, message, or letter, to the letter more closely perhaps, and now the fox is looking back and not as sure as when I started. God, thy will is hard, but you hold every card. I will drink your cup of poison, nail me to their cross and break me, bleed me, beat me, kill me, take me now before I change my mind. So that's coming up for the Divine Masculine. The innocent spirits connecting with me. The innocent child drinking the water, the well water at home, committed to the ladies and birds' concerns, and then their secret knowledge with the key to cut anchors holding them down, to masks and deceptions, the portal of no return, the anchor cut and free to fly, to travel away from the poison, the snake, the whip and lashings, the rod and staff, to deliver a gift to two swans, two hearts that beat as one. Mary Mother says it's about time, or about time you collapse and close out, merge all timelines. His inner child overcame all obstacles, brought up the emotions in shadow work around marriage, commitment, and the ring of fire, the circle of trust, and the loving lady's secret knowledge, the keys to disconnect from the ties that bind or hold you down, and the masks that are not what they seem. They know not what they do. Judging books by their covers, and spaceships, rod and staff, and gifts. Work better together in Bella Swan language, in endless love with Edward Scissorhands, with collection of graduation trophies and clocks that blur together, that over time have no meaning at all, an inside joke to be told or not, at 212, which is the High Priestess and the Hanging Man. So there you go. That's Mary Magdalene Jesus for sure. Okay, so that was the first one. All right, so the first message of the day I did yesterday was at 8:11 last night, and that started with the fish, and the loving lady was the first card out, and then the scythe. The loving lady looking back, separating the wheat from the chaff, abundant, while the power lady with pests to deal with, making mountains out of molehills, energy thieves trying to block her from overcoming that challenge, getting her to two wise old owls, the grounding and the flyer at the full moon, touchy, but mid-moon is better to join with like-minded people and connect one-to-one in loving relationship of dreams, healing and star power, with powers that be at the South Pole boarding ships, with warriors, divine feminines, ushering them out over the bridge. The power lady with direction to get rid of petty annoyances and toxic energies of the well and the water, and deep emotions, taking risk to use guides to crack codes. Make sure to be clear and protect your energy. Spiritual maturity and freeing self with the power in numbers. Choosing paths apart to come together publicly to heal nature of institutions and of powers that have left the planet. Masks that are not what they seem. Being open to travel now, committed to riding out the storm while on the Rainbow Bridge at 8:21, which is the strength of the dance and the manifestation of dreams and the 21 of the world, and ending the cycle. So then sunshine and exposure of direction of the fox, collapsing timelines and crossing and burning bridges in code, with spiritual gifts, impatient to free birds and nest 2 by 2, with golden eggs, nest eggs, dreams of clean environment and home, union, and the powers that are written off, or the powers that be written off, took flight, closing portals of the family tree to get to the other side in a breakthrough, exposing snakes and toxins, the fox-loving man collapsing old timelines for the new, the child, while twins are navigating the labyrinth as the gate holders, the 5D connection, on rest or on break with spiritual gifts, and the power man with anger issues, impatient to be free from burdens of partnerships and crosses to bear, regarding religion and prejudice, and birds partnering up, with luck of 3 wishes, healing nature and home, anchoring in the loyal pup of the family, wanting his lead, and needing to take a closer look on their own to see for themselves. And this is regarding children, allowing them to grow up and find out their own lessons. The rider committed to break through the magnetic field, the field of possibilities at 8:30, which is, again, the dance and the strength, the manifestation of dreams of union. All right, the next one. Oh, by the way, last night I watched Memoirs of a Geisha, which was a very good movie. It's a long movie, but you could definitely check that one out. Actually, at 10:19, this line from the movie came up for me to tell you. Until the real future came falling from the air. So they were looking at the bad one, right? And saying, you know, I might be looking to my own future and seeing this person who's left now after you know, living a life she shouldn't have been living in the first place, but she walking away doing a very bad thing, and then the good one looking at them walking away saying, you know, that could be my future because I'm just where she was as a little child. And it's the same thing that I was being guided to tell you about your parents, you know. Look at them as their inner child, not as your parent. That I might be looking into my own future. And then until the real future came falling from the air. All right, that's a very significant message there. Oh, and this is also what I want to tell you. In watching Memoirs of a Geisha, and I showed you that picture yesterday that I took into my bathroom last night when I went to bed, and it's a reflection but in the picture it shows some people peeking through the door. I showed you the picture of that. And that literal picture of them peeking through the doorway was in Memoirs of a Geisha, the little girls peeking through the door to see what was going on. Yeah, so that's been happening more and more. I mean, it's instantaneous as far as the energy coming right back at you. So to whatever your thoughts or images are, or they come right back to you in movies or what happens around you or pulling it in. It's very quick now. All right, so the next message of the day here was at 11:02, and the underlying energy was the maze, and the first card out was the scythe, and then the two swans and the cross. So wandering aimlessly, feeling their way through, and this is oriented towards the divine masculine. Wandering aimlessly, feeling their way through, confusion to the harvest, through love and its crosses to bear at 11:07, which is justice and the chariot. The rider dealing with wounds and more burdens, yet still rides on with loyal friend, waiting just ahead for her to take the lead, to get over the mountain, to nest together with golden egg and looking up in thanks of deliverance. The fox left to feed the birds in numbers, to chat about the child and small annoyances at home, and where you are stuck. The ship on the iceberg or spaceship at house hovering, with message to riders of wise counsel, a gift from two wise old owls loyal to Mother Bear, wanting the storks to settle down with the foxy loving man who's committed to the group and time commitments to child, but committing time to good luck spiritually at home and galactically with dreams to come true. A letter upon closer inspection is a breakthrough about the loyal gifts of the twin path, in the 5D connection of the power man and the loving lady, with the loving man above her and the snake in the garden, the key to get out with luck and abundance spiritually. You can check in, but once you're through to the other side, there's no going back. So inspect the water closely with a breakthrough of the powers that be, taking a risk and choosing a gift in connection at the full moon with the power lady and the whip, the rod and staff exposed, direction of abundance and clean water, and cracking codes of the twin bridges, that it's not what it seems, the secret bridged to the public. Perhaps a UFO was seen in a family park at 11:28, which is the justice of the twins and the twin flame journey. So those were the three messages of the day. And let me just make sure there wasn't something I missed from the one I did this morning. Oh, by the way, in the word, my father's name, Constantine, the con came up in the loving man, but the tin came up in a definition from Acacetin, or I'm not sure how it's pronounced, Acacetin. So it was literally the word Acace without the tin at the end, the tin, which came up in Constantine, which that word means the sweet leaves of the locust tree, or in other words, the sugar in the leaves of the locust tree, but without the tin, which is like saying for my father, with Constantine without an E, without the E on the end. Sweet leaves of the locust tree without the E. And then Tiny Tim was coming up again, as well as Stanley and Con and Mary. And my sister is named after my parents. Mary and Connie is for Constance. But Constantine also means constant. Constant in. So, okay. So now we're going to go into the union read. Oh. This union read was done at 1:44, guys. The 4D5D60 union at 1:44 yesterday afternoon for today's energy of the Six of Wands and the underlying energy abundance in the middle, which is the Empress, and then the Five of Cups at the end. So again, the V of the ship vision that I'd gotten the other day, of the ship with the four ships behind it in the V shape, like the birds make a V shape, and the football offensive line making a V shape. That's just the way it's coming up. The twin flame journey, the womb, and the leader of the pack? Or do you prefer Coven, the walking dead, or packing a ton of light, or never died, with loyal dog at their side? The mothership, Gaia, the cruise director, Julie and Andrews, and open arms to all, and to all walking into that good night. In the shade or out of the light, guilty or sad and unable to look up at the Two of Cups, or so tired, unable to lift their head to look up. Good news, the war is over and leading the way, with the flame in the lead, sailing on a starship or fleet, very enterprising, mother of abundance, Gaia, ship, and all her children who need a mother's hug right now. The incoming divine feminine here is the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. The fun journey or time in the sun, back to work, sending 5D messages about home and union. The journeyman and the messenger of truth, co-creating the twin flame union castle with drawbridge, one lane of flow back and forth as opposed to a division down the middle of staying in your own lane. They have now merged to the middle and now have become one. Or the story of the stone walling and then breaking it down without throwing stones. Okay? So again, the energy of Constantine coming up in Constantinople and the wall, right? The stone walling. So again, or the story of stone walling and then breaking it down without throwing stones, right? Because the stone was built because there is a disagreement, there's polarization there, and then taking down the wall without throwing stones at each other, right? Not getting in a fight. The 4D here is the Seven of Wands, Ascension, and the Queen of Swords. The divine feminine phoenix rising with the flame in hand to do the genie in the bottle tango at Rise. And I have to say cell block tango too. That was a dance that my daughter did in her hip hop dance class in high school. But that's coming up too. All right, so divine feminine rising, phoenix rising with flame in hand to do the genie in the bottle tango, or perhaps the cell block tango, and rise from the ash into the bright light, which is what ash means. The divine masculine getting a handle on the truth triggers with their reed at their right wrist. And reed is in is one of the Egyptian symbols of the alphabet. The reed at the right wrist, putting all the puzzle pieces together in hieroglyphics and mosaics, the crown of light. Bridging with the world in their hand, the genie that is, dancing from the lower chakras to the upper chakras, handling the flame, and then handling the world of ascension and the sealed divine feminine at 211, which is the high priestess and justice. The 5D here is the Four of Cups, abundance, and the Nine of Pentacles, the sovereign energy. 3, 2, 1, or 1 plus, or 3 plus 1, looking at the full moon star, which is the way my full moon picture came out that I posted yesterday. Stranded amidst turbulent emotions, or stone underwater that became two stones on top, right? So you have the big rock underneath the ocean that looks like it's two separate islands on top, but they're not, they're really one. And so this was coming up with Plum Island and Long Island, because Plum Island's right off the tip of Long Island. So it's showing me here that they're both one stone underneath. And they were guiding me yesterday in the other message to search under Plum Island to see what's found there. Some rock. So it's coming up here as the same rock, but with very different lineages. The divine masculine with a lot of feminine energy on his side, or seeing the divine feminine in multiple roles. Sovereign, sharing, grounding in the woods, but in all three pictures, the divine feminine is looking down or unable to look up at him. So he's worried that she'll never be able to look at him the same way. Knights in white satin, never nearing the end, or two feminine energies, the divine feminine sea and the divine masculine land, bridging on the mothership at 222, which is the guidance counselor show, or the mother saying, can't we all just get along? So again, this is Mother Mary coming through. Come here and give me a big hug. And she's saying that to all of her children on Gaia at 222. So this is Mother Mary and then Gaia coming to you from both ends to give you a big hug, because everyone is in need of a mother's hug right now. With 222 and room 222, carrying the weight of the divine masculine for him while hugging all the little girls. Okay, so this is how Mother Mary and Gaia are helping us out. The 6D here is transition, the 5 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine transition, though death be not proud, into the light, an end of the tunnel, where the journeying ends and the journeyman stands. As the gatekeeper, she coming back down to earth. Now that she's back in the atmosphere, the Divine Masculine is sharing or asking if they'll be willing to share with them. Time, money, and effort, and being charitable, bridging with the 5 of Wands, the waves of flames, the lighters in concert under the central sun, cooking up something for Leo season, and Lionel Richie, or Lion L and Rich, IE, and if you notice, EL and IE reflect each other, because the L and the I can be the same letter. Caps and lowercase reflect on the same thing. And again, here I was getting also the message of the lion L, like the person who was lying, the lion L, and the rich E, and working their way back to ABC, talking about you and me. All right, so Michael Jackson's coming up here. ABC, 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me, girl. In the pursuit of happiness, and 7 pounds of the Heart Casa, which is the place I went to down the shore, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all coming through. So, of course, what's his name is coming through. You know who I'm talking about. I'm just like surprised I can't recall his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so Michael Jackson's coming through, and then the pursuit of happiness and 7 pounds, and the Heart Casa, which has a lot to do with the movie 7 pounds, and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Divine Feminine rising above the drama, oceans and full moons, and death, dark night, and transitions, while the Divine Masculine is softening with the truth of sovereign and sovereignty, sharing, charity, and balance. The bridge here is the world, the mother, and the fans waving in the dance of Lemuria and Atlantis, the moist water and dry land, and the cool, cool rain. So Roger Daltrey's coming up here as well. And how good that feels, like a drink of water when you're parched. Roger that, Daltrey, the who's on first and what's on second, and cause for short stopping on third, why out of the loop, and tomorrow, who was the pitcher, at 0 point, pitching a home run. The outgoing Divine Masculine here is the 6 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and guidance. Oh, they're guiding me to say that piece again, okay? Because that gets confusing when you're talking about who's on first, right? So the bridge here for the Divine Masculine and Feminine is the world, the mother, and the fans waving in the dance of Lemuria and Atlantis, moist water and dry land, and cool, cool rain, right, which comes in between, and how good that feels, like a drink of water when parched. Roger that, Dal, Trey, the who's on first and what's on second, and cause for short stopping on third, why out of the loop, and tomorrow at 0 point, pitching a home run. The outgoing Divine Masculine with the 6 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, and guidance, not the social butterfly, but the social dolphin or fin. And the fin of the dolphin, as opposed to the porpoise, represents their friendliness. Going under, with Metatron to search for his cube down under. The Divine Feminine's heart at the E Tower, or 5D Tower, he sitting on his magic carpet outside with crystals, lotus pose and guide dance. The ABUN, the meaning of that is also cloud, above, or the patriarch of the church here. So that's coming up with the abundance word, abun. So we're talking about dances here. So in the lotus pose with guide dance and the abun dance, or the cloud above, or patriarch of the church, the rain dance and guide dance, Rain Man and Guide Sam, getting over cool, cool rain and ready for the sun to come out again. The sun will come out tomorrow. So, of course, Annie's coming out. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I'll love you tomorrow. It's only a day away. As the first pitcher, who is tomorrow, on 4/6/2021, Ronald Acura hits Max Scherzer's pitch into the stratosphere. What's up next? So there you go with your pitcher stuff. So the Divine Feminine here is Scorpio, coming up with the Knight of Swords. On the Divine Masculine side is Taurus, with the Queen of Swords and the Sovereign. The energy between the Masculine and Feminine here is Pisces and Taurus drama. So the number that came up overall for the read was 62, which is the imprisonment or the release of it. The horizontal pillars came up as 22, 13, and 27, which is the Fool, Death, or Transition, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands. And the vertical pillars were 9, 4, 11, 5, 15, 6, 7, and 5. The Hermit, the Emperor, Justice, the Hierophant, the Devil, the Lovers, the Chariot, and the Hierophant again on both sides there. The message coming up, free to leap to death or transition in new passion, to release from jail, whether that's jail or prison, but also jail, beach was also coming up. And the other side was the Hermit and the Emperor, injustice or divorce, with the Hierophant or marriage. And the Devil or codependency. Lovers in the Chariot, to the Hero's prison or prism of Hieros Gamos. The Olympiad and Greece coming up here. And here is a message that was coming up about that. And this is not my perspective. This is the message that was coming through. Hurting the body to be the best, to see how much you can take. All owners want only the best. Going to the Olympics is considered going elite, above the rest. War games, all about the win, to prove your worth, to be a trophy, a sponsor for all to look up to you, to be the best. Pushing and resistance training, and yet attached to going the distance. Are you doing it for the love of it, or to seek approval of someone? Bliss or torture? So again, that was an important message, and there's a lot of kids who get abused in training for these kind of things. And then 3, 2, 1 jump came up here. So we're going to get into the twin flame read now. By the way, I'd sent my full moon picture yesterday to myself to post it, and it was the 25552 message in my email, 25552. And that was at 127, which is the Magician and the 27 of the Ace of Wands again. And then at 25555 at 3 o'clock yesterday was a goalie promotion. So I don't know if that's a I don't know what goalies you're dealing with right now, but that can be a lot of different things with outdoor sports. So however that comes to you. All right, so now for the read for the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine Twin Flames. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 3:30, which is the Empress, and the 30 of the Union, or the Home, the Four of Wands. And then at 3:40, Tails came up, but also in both fours that I wrote down, they told me to extend the tail here before I actually realized this was about tails. So again, the tails, which can be a tale of a cat, or it can be a story, right? So it's also being like, remember that crystals, ALS, is being Christ-like, because ALS means like Christ, okay? And here we have the T, which is about time out. You know, like in sports, you're always going to see the T of the timeout. And then ALS, which is being like toggling up, or like Christ, like taking a time out, to be calm, like take a break, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. So that's coming up. All right, so we have, that's at 3:40. 3 is the abundant Empress. 40 is the Page of Cups, which is that innocent child coming up today. And then I completed all the clarifiers at 3:54, which is the 3 of the Empress, and then the 54 of the Page of Swords, which is her message. We have the Lovers and the Luna, which is the Moon, as the main energies for the read, which is Gemini and Cancer, which we just finished Gemini and Cancer season, going into Leo now. And after the read was the Wheel and Abundance, which is, Abundance is the Empress. So the Wheel is, for me, is Libra energy, and the Abundance is Taurus energy. We have 3 Wands, 3 Swords, 1 Cup, and 2 Pentacles. So mostly Wands and Swords here. right? Passionate or inspired action. And then mentation, whether that's being too much in your head or doing intellectual things. And then we have the Page of Swords, the King of Cups, and the King of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. 3 kings are here today, along with the Page of Swords, which just can be a message or a child, and then the 9 of Pentacles, which also could be a child or your sovereignty. And then after the read, the Queen of Wands came up. Before the read, the Knight of Pentacles came up. So it could be 3 kings with their children, because the queen can be an older child. So it could be the men hanging out, perhaps taking their kids on a trip, or the 3 wise kings, right? And there's a lot of energy about Jesus in the manger that came up as well. And by the way, guys, we had 4 ones in the read today. All 4 ones. Okay? Now, 2 of them were in the main part of the read, and 2 of them were in the outer parts of the read, but they were still all there. And we had 2 10s. So we had 2 3s, 2 10s, and 4 1s. Those were all the repeated numbers. So very much about the transition into the new beginning. It's like all tools are on board and we're ready to go. And keep your vibration high, because it's all hands on deck, right? Man forward. We have 33 of the Christ vibration, standing up for yourself, and stand up was one of the definitions that came up for Stan today. Stand up for yourself in that very high vibration, in that very focused 1111 energy, okay? And 1111 is 1111. There you go. And it's also the picture of the union with 4 flames in it, 1111. All right, so the code line here, the other numbers that came up were 5 is very significant, and 9. 5 is the change, the freedom, expansion, and 9 is also the Hierophant, and 9 is the Hermit, or the collective consciousness, the wise one, and the endings and the need for compassion. So we also then had 13 of the Death card, 35 of the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange and arrows of love, the 59 of the 11th hour, but also the war within, the 5 of Swords. And then, of course, we have 310, which is 0 behind 31, which is for me the co-creation card, the 3 of Pentacles. And then 910, begin again and again and again. And then in a lesser sense too, the 58 of the 5D connection, the 4 of Swords. And the 89, which is phi energy, the expansion and contraction, or just staying in the middle and being reflection. The code line was all about synchronicity, which was split up into synchro and nicity, and we'll get into that in a second. And the numbers on the code line was 10, coming from 1 and 9. So 1 to 9, again, here we are going through the transition from the old cycle. We are grounded in the new. We are in the new. We're 4 ones, where it's all go. Okay, that's a positive answer for you. So the messages that came up from the code line today regarding synchronicities and the number 10 coming from 1 and 9, which also can be 19 of the sun, we have AD, which is after death, or perhaps an advertisement. But after death, the egg, again, the energy of the child and the mother. So the after death egg, right, which is also the period, right, because every month you release an egg and it releases from the uterus. There's energy of being active, made, done, the deed, the performance or behavior, the cattle path. We're getting the sheep herder and the sheep. So in guiding the sheep where they're supposed to go, the after death egg, and again Jesus in the manger, and the behavior or performance or the deed that is done, the master of alternating currents or air conditioning, conditioning of your thoughts and words, of blind men and orphans, acing the lashing, the 39 lashes, or being skinned of the wounded warrior, and the message of the sovereign, a step to synchronicity. And I'll get into that in a second. So the second message that came through was to suit, to fit together, to match, or to accept, and honor, mastering of alternating currents, or to say or scare the Page of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles sovereign with your rank and order. So that would be like a parent to child thing, right? You can scare them into doing something. Mastering of alternating currents, right? When there's a lot of chaos in your energy, and being able to stay out of the fray and stay calm. To say or to scare the children into listening to what you say, using rank or order. The after death ejaculation was coming up, which was very interesting because that came up in 2 different ways here. Okay, and that can be, it doesn't have to be an ejaculation, but anything that's spouting out, like water that spouts out of a fire hydrant or something like that. The after-death energy of that, of source, without Yule or mastery, of the leaves or the sweet leaves of the locust tree, without the tin or without the E on the end, of the birds left out of nowhere, or came out of nowhere, or came out of the left, or left and broke out of prison, left face flushed, perhaps somebody was embarrassed and only the left side of their face turned red, of sweets that are not in the container, that the birds left out after the thrill of excitement, the victory, the thrill of excitement, the agony of defeat. So that's coming up from the Olympics. So the sweets not in the container that the birds left out, and I was definitely getting like kids were spying on someone. You know how kids want to find out what they're doing, or wanting to see their parents have sex, or just something that they're expecting to see something that they've never seen before, right? So it's like the kids in the movie last night of the geisha, peeking through the crack in the door to see people having sex, right? So there's that energy of kids peeking in to see what's actually going on, what they've been doing behind the closed door, like why. And it doesn't have to be their parents. It's like someone sneaking in the house to see what they've been doing that they're not allowed to see. So I was getting like kids seeing something they're not supposed to see, and then darting out of the house, leaving all the cookies out on the counter, so they don't get in trouble, so they don't know that it was them that was there. But the evidence was obviously left behind here. So the sweets not in the container that the birds left out after the thrill of excitement, inflamed and took flight after hiding as to avoid getting skinned alive for their behavior. The Page of Swords and the Sovereign, perhaps their grades or degree or tail or being on time, came up in a synchronicity. So there's a tell here. So even if they don't get caught, the synchronicities are coming up so strongly now that they can't do these bad things because it comes right back, like in synchronicities, like the parents will see it right away. So synchronicities was broken up into synchronicity, which is coming up. Crow, C-H-R-O, means oink, like a pig. And then we have sin of S-Y-N, which can regard sins, but it's also a show of power in a sigh or seeing of gratitude, right? It's like worried about something and all of a sudden you see it's okay and then you go, like, phew, right? It's that kind of energy of gratitude. The sin is with, together, and spirit's connecting with me. The torsion between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, all right? So there can be twisting, and how much twisting you can take before something will break. The sun and vision, the way of seeing the premonition. It's a sin to oink, like a pig. And also, police would be referenced as oink, right? Twisted noise or premonition via oink. The sight, the appearance, and revelation, or sounds like. Okay, so that could be a game someone's playing as well. But also this is regarding coin, like codes. Coin is Kohan, but also regarding codes. So when you don't want someone to know what you're saying, you speak in Pig Latin or codes, and Pig Latin just came up. I didn't write that down. So Pig Latin, using codes so people don't understand what you're talking about, like your parents or whatever. So again, oink is coming up. Again, that's a way of calling a cop that someone doesn't like an oink, right? So at 440 here, which is the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, and in the numerology book, the Divine Triangle, it's all about the Atlas energy, 44. It's like the social worker mastering complete control over every aspect of their life. So then I was getting, this is also coming up as oink, like so that's like a secret joke, that they all, like someone wanting to throw someone a going away party or something like that, where they all together say oink in a show of power, in seeing or in a sigh of gratitude to say thank you. So oink is also a payment enabler for children. So, like a credit card company that's totally governed by the parents so the children can't use it inappropriately. And that's out of Palm Beach, Florida, which FLA was also coming up in the headliner. So Florida as well as LA were both coming up here. And that was from, the company started in 2008. It's just a small company, oink, that was coming up here at this point anyway. But the sin of the cop or premonition of the bad cop, and show of power in a sigh of gratitude. And there was something about a bad cop that came up in the news as well when it flashed in front of me when I was opening up my iPad. To match an action, a deed, a behavior, or performance. and master of all alternating currents, right? Being the master of chaos or air conditioning, our thoughts and our words, and dealing with blind men and orphans, right? The vulnerable. Flexibility of punishment here, and acing one off to LA or to Florida, the Page of Swords and Sovereign or Message of Independence, to have time, equality when things are slow, synchronized good cop, bad cop, and good news and bad news. This is also going to be kids who want to go travel without the parents for the first time, and the parents are struggling with that, but they may not have a choice here. But again, parents being good cop, bad cop, and as far as punishment, right, instead of punishing them, giving them both polarized views, which is the good cop, bad cop, so that they can make the decision in the middle, or a show of power in that sigh of gratitude or appreciation. Oh, like they thought they were going to do something really dangerous, but it comes out it's not what it seemed. It's just going to be this, and then they're like, oh, okay, thank you. Perhaps synchronicities, or synchronized swimming, or tennis or ping pong match, or together hogging the spotlight, and then Hog Island, which is the Philadelphia International Airport, came up. So again, this is about, and then here we are with the Olympics, which are people all hogging the spotlight, literally. So then we start out with the reed, which is the Three of Wands reversed, is looking back at the past, going back, or living in the past, or perhaps the past returning and just seeing it as it is. Beneath that, which 5 cards down and 5 cards out at the end of my read, from the bottom up is the Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the 10 of Cups, all upright, and then the 3 of Wands reversed on top. The loyal, humble servant offering to help, and the pain in arrows of love of the energetic exchange, or perhaps an erotic massage as an offer of love and emotional fulfillment, looking back or seeing it for what it is in the past at 501, which is the Hierophant, change, freedom, and expansion, and the number 1 of the Magician. The world complete in a release, or Pisces or Divine Feminine, release from prison, getting over loss, sadness, and regret, or the past, holding on to the Divine Masculine's heart, defenseless to the energies on the journey of lots of attention and ego of leading the way, with Pisces upright, Leo both upright and reversed, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Sag all upright here. Coming clean and fully exposed, sunshine fully energized, the star healing or dream come true, as the Page of Wands is upright, inspired or excited to end the pain, bleeding out of the competition, and find peace in traveling. So this could be someone too, who's very involved in a sport. Children do this all the time. You get them into a musical instrument or sport, and then they quit because they don't want to do it anymore. So that's coming up here as well. So needing courage to hang out or see a new perspective of the Knight of Wands rushing back to the past to ignite a flame. Head inflamed or blue balls, both coming up right here, due to being afraid. No more lucky charms and a maid. Leo reversed and Capricorn or Pisces upright here. Or perhaps you had a pet fixed, or after a circumcision here. Or in the past, every time family needed something, the Knight of Wands was always rushing in to the rescue. Post-war or PTSD with the Queen of Pentacles without a pet. Perhaps someone had to put their pet down as well, and I'm sorry if you lost your pet. And then reaping rewards and daydreaming, or afraid to spend, or not knowing who to trust in order to invest what you have. At 525 is the Hierophant and the 25 of the Knight of Wands, where you deserve love came up, and beneath it was codependencies. The Knight of Cups reversed and the 9 of Pentacles, or the Sovereign, upright here, which can be children. Jealousy and obsession, splitting hairs or over dead ends, sleeping beauty refusing to wake or get out of bed, and with Leo reversed here. With new information that they finally got out of them. It was like, the person who wouldn't tell them the secret, and now they finally cracked them or cracked the code. About a narcissistic man, or Taurus with multiple partners, or children here of an abusive masculine energy, or female bodybuilder, but she'd have to be really masculine, or makes you work to figure every little thing out on your own, with breadcrumbs only to figure out the puzzle. And then 538 is the, it's again, there's the energy of going overboard, right? It's like being the Olympian of making your children figure out everything for themselves instead of being more loving, right? You want to teach them to do things for themselves, but I'm getting the energy of overdoing it here. 537 here is the Hierophant, and the 37 of the King of Cups. Finally crack the code or the vault of a person, right? This could be overdoing it too, as far as keeping secrets, like, right, being the one they can trust, but doing it against what's best for everyone. That's overdoing it. Finally crack the code or the vault of a person after Mary Jane was found in a basket, or maybe their Mary Janes were found in a basket, or got her drunk to loosen her lips, and now two girls are begging a narcissistic man for forgiveness, right, so they don't kill them. And this, again, I was watching The Life of a Geisha last night, so there's a lot about prostitution and pornography and all that kind of stuff coming up here. So someone's begging a narcissistic man for forgiveness, or his pets, or there's a dominant and two submissives here. Health is coming up to 71, which is that 3 of Pentacles, the co-creation, any place of co-creation or the workplace, of the Emperor reversed, who's out of control, abusing their power, or stepping down due to an action or due to retirement, or perhaps an illness or injury. So we have health here of 71 and intuition of the 22, the Fool's Journey, and using your intuition, knowing when to walk and knowing when to run. The dysfunction of the family, business, or community, or loss, with the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles both reversed here, with the Queen of Cups upright, who can be a Pisces or the High Priestess, or secretly insecure, or without tools, or manipulating the Emperor upright. Matching swag, maybe they're noticing that they match in certain ways, or the Arch of the Foot, or the Masquerade Ball, Cirque du Soleil, the Crazy Magician, and Caesar of red, white, and blue, or the Boss and or Parent, with hand signals only, saying, over here, now. His tell, or his left limp wrist, his weakness, the Queen of Cups and Lady Juliet on the balcony greeting her people in command of the throne, or Ashtar command coming up here, with Pisces upright, Gemini, Virgo reversed, and Aries upright here, being first in command, or the Emperor with 2 manipulators, the King of Swords and King of Pentacles both reversed, but the Emperor's upright, vying for his daughter's hand perhaps, or his star employee. The Emperor looking back, going back, or living in the past, of the Knight of Wands rushing back to reap rewards, leaving the Page of Wands bleeding out in ego death after hanging out with them. Confessing Sunshine Bird took flight, and the Page of Wands excited to end the pain or get a massage, rendering them weak, and then the Knight of Wands taking off into the night, or into the next. So it's like coming together with someone excited to end the pain or get a massage, rendering them weak, and then just walking out on them and going to the next one, to the Knight of Wands taking off to the next. So again, the Knight of Wands is that sexy player type of energy, right? Leading someone on and then just leaving them and then going to the next, which can be in relationships or can be at work as well. But again, flirting too much perhaps. The Emperor and the Knight of Wands coming together in the past to reap rewards of narcissistic Hierophant, marriage, religious leader, or the establishment, perhaps of their health, where the Emperor was abusing his power, or failed health, or ego death here at 601 and then 604, which is the Lovers and the Magician, and then the Lovers and the Emperor. The underlying energy here of the most was 3 of Cups reversed and Temperance reversed. The third party, no joy or bad influences in groups, losing patience, losing your temper, or the fallen angel here. Going forward after this read was the energy of releasing the Page of Pentacles, opportunity or student, but without joy, doing it, dropping the ball, or breaking patterns with lover or affections. The Knight of Cups reversed unhappy, and the Knight of Wands, they're both 9s. 9 of Cups reversed unhappy, and the 9 of Wands reversed surrendering, post-war inspired, or excited for new passion to spend inheritance or win, or excited now that the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, is now out of the way. After the war and the 10 of Pentacles reversed, offering big passion or new project to the wounded warrior reversed, the 9 of Cups reversed, lovers, the 2 of them together, right? The wounded warrior who surrendered, and the one who's not satisfied with self or no longer satisfied being alone and wanting to be with someone. The 2 of them lovers, while the Chariot or Cancer, at their wits' end at the workplace, offering big love to the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunctional family, business, or community, and then them giving that energy back to someone else. Lovers dissatisfied and giving up with post-war PTSD, taking a beating by the bigger business, or misuse of funds by the family or community at 612, which is the Lovers, and the Hangman. So at 613, which is the Lovers and the Transition or Death card, or the Divine Feminine's trying to end the nightmare through work, giving love to dysfunctional family, business, or community, or with loss, while they are inspired to share their PTSD with those who are dissatisfied and giving up, where misery loves company, or arrogant man is letting the rest of the family do all the work. The recent past is the Ace of Swords upright. Truth be told, the secret passion of emotional satisfaction in energetic exchange with injustice or Libra reversed. With the Six of Cups upright, soulmates loving each other or loving kids or fond memories of the past, out of alignment with new information, a passionate offer received in growth or a passion project from their twin flame, or perhaps offered a partnership here. One of two wands. The Fool is free, but needing to swallow their pride, to meet up with the Knight of Pentacles upright, with the Empress reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright. So here we have the Queen and the Knight of Pentacles with the Empress reversed in between them, which can be a mother and their two children protecting them. Or they could be two people trying to come together with the Empress reversed between them, getting in the way, and that could be a mother or a boss, grandmother, aunt, whoever it is. Or this could be a mother protected by two stable, loving, grown kids, or the Fool showing up unannounced in order to get at the truth. Perhaps a Virgo mother, or a Virgo without their mother, with a secret passion at 624, which is the Lovers and the Queen of Wands, in order to make others happy in exchange for injustice, of Libra reversed being loving to someone else, or Aquarius reversed, Aries upright, and Taurus reversed, perhaps Pisces too. Or the Empress reversed with two happy, stable, grown children, and Justice reversed with two younger ones loving each other, and the Fool or Aries showing up unannounced. The foundation here being the Five of Swords reversed. Someone done, this is the Frog to Prince card, and they're done all that, done stretching and growing. The Page of Wands upright, inspired by a losing battle to find peace, or to go away, or be happy when they leave on vacation. The King of Wands in the Frog to Prince, and done doing that, may be uncomfortable until they leave, or is uncomfortable about a child who is done competing and wanting now to travel at 629, the Lovers, and being present in the moment, and perhaps a gift. The central energy here is the Ace of Wands upright, in a big, passionate, new passion that's ignited, post-war of the past, now that the truth is out. The Queen of Wands is reversed, exhausted or sick or fuming, with twins sharing or stowing away, or them sharing away at Atlas, or already has or already has 10. So it's again, the Queen of Wands is, there's some jealousy or anger coming up here around the twins sharing the weight of the world together, or already has those 10 wands, right, which is the weight of the world of Atlas, but now there's another wand being added, someone trying to add fuel to the fire and break their back, the straw that breaks the camel's back. Or the twin is the slave, and the Queen of Wands reversed is the devil slave driver, hanging out while others leave, limping and exhausted. Expected to say, yes, may I have another, please, right? So go ahead and torture me some more. So again, that's the attitude of the victim or the slave, right? Saying, thank you and may I have another. And again, that's coming up regarding Olympics too, right? And I know I did gymnastics for 8 years. So 633 is the Lovers, and the 33 of the Christ vibration, and the standing up for yourself. So we have Capricorn upright and Pisces both upright and reversed here, or there's two Capricorns, Libra reversed, and Aquarius and Taurus reversed here, along with Aries upright. The challenge being here is the Page of Swords reversed, with bad news, perhaps a wise-ass kid, or rumors and spying and lying, or bipolarism, or just being polarized. Needing to use intuition and be more virtuous, getting over loss and regret, of the self and the past. Not sleeping and rising, or awake and coming out, and not sharing, perhaps in debt or inequity of a relationship, or scammed and imbalanced. Dissatisfied and unhappy with self, or arrogant. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community dysfunction or loss, and misappropriations here, or spending issues, wasting time, money, and energy, not only for them, but for everyone. With the sovereign or independent child all set up at home, or with now their own home at 639, which is Lovers and the Knight of Cups. The Grim Reaper with the scythe that's too big for their bow, too big for their britches, a manly woman or a feminine man or trans, and the Dark Knight or Scorpio, tackling or no longer tackling or using strong-arming tactics. This is no longer tackling or no longer using strong-arming tactics or forcing others to drink the water. The Hermit missing their flame, and the Queen of Swords reversed. The Hermit's missing their flame. The Queen of Wands reversed could be issuing an ultimatum here. And the Queen of Swords reversed is coming up as the Dark Priestess without the keys, or in the Queen of Wands reversed, or with her, or beneath her, or the King of Cups reversed. Scorpio is needing strength and courage, while the Queen of Swords reversed may be a Virgo missing her flame, and the Pisces reversed with new passion for patient angel, and Sagittarius, or a higher love of the Ten of Cups, happy family, or just happiness in general, presenting the whole truth of overwork or things not working out, with sudden event, epiphanies, or sex, and suddenly putting in their notice, or putting in their offer of time, money, and energy of a new life, or a show of power in gratitude or in tips, gratuities here. So at 650 is the Lovers and the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. The King of Cups is reversed here with conditions of love, most likely a Scorpio here, rushing in with the truth, or speed dialing, or speedy delivery. There's a lot of different energies coming up around the speeding here. Rushing in with the truth, or special delivery, or speed demon energies coming up here too. Rushing with the truth, or special delivery, ending the suffering in silence, or nightmare of purging, and then good to go. With the Knight of Pentacles, Rapunzel, and the E-Tower, with the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles, both upright here, looking forward, but then going back, or it's like they're going forward, but they have to go back and do something first. With Gemini and Virgo both reversed here, purging their asses off in the past, perhaps in a sexual connection, but helping each other out. Insecure about lack of tools, but then moving forward anyway. Fond memories or missing home. New love or new appreciation from the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, who's no superhero. And the King of Cups, and again, that's about our mom and dad, not expecting them to be superheroes. And the King of Cups reversed, dumping emotional attachments and or multiple loads, coming together at work with the Empress reversed and the Page of Pentacles upright, or glad that they did a lot of work on themselves with their mother or with a boss. Before coming together. The Queen of Wands reversed is offering love or condolences to a childhood friend, and the King of Pentacles reversed is offering help or a token of gratitude in reunion with patient angel. Unannounced healing or forgiveness, broken in or car issues, and free to leap away from patience, angel or Sagittarius, mixer or drinker, or offering a ride with a good excuse to get out of something else. The Queen of Wands is reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles upright, offering a Three of Wands present or gift, or just being present in the moment, and then somebody could be offering someone a three-way situation here, and then freaking out in a jealous rage and leaving, right? So maybe they did this on purpose because they knew they'd freak out and leave. The Queen of Wands reversed and Aquarius reversed, perhaps Cancer reversed too. Aries, Sag, and Scorpio all upright here, all exposed, grounding and integrating, or kids in the sun or on vacation, and they're bored or fully energized with nothing to do. Soon as the Lovers at the full moon, or affection between a Scorpio and a Cancer, Gemini or twins, the Hermit with light on a secret passion with recovery of emotions and dissatisfied being alone, also offering the Ace of Pentacles, without their knowledge. That could be offering money, time, energy, new life, or a payback, or a loan. So someone's offering this Ace of Pentacles without their knowledge, or doing things simultaneously, offering help to the Page of Swords reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, or secretly giving money to downtrodden old man who is without, and the King of Pentacles reversed receiving love from the Knight of Cups reversed in a failed attempt to balance the score, or after love offered wasn't real, it was just schmoozing, right, to get attention or to get what they want. And that could be a child trying to get something out of their parent too, you know, just kissing up to them. So 712 here is the Chariot and the Hanged Man, or the Knight of Cups reversed suddenly cleaning up their act, or confessing jealousy issues and blowing their stack, blowing their crown, their cover, or their mind, flipping out, overturned at the full moon, ending a battle or competition with the Four of Wands home union, celebration of the sovereign. This independent female or daughter may just be kissing up to the King of Pentacles reversed in order to get his money, or the King of Pentacles reversed is getting two different offers, one for money or time without thought behind it, or from a secret admirer, and the other offer is of big love, but there's a lot of jealousy behind it. Or the King of Pentacles reversed is between Virgo and Scorpio and Cancer, protecting Libra reversed, or with space between at 717, which is the Chariot and the Star. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the moon or Luna, romantic, subconscious, shady, dark, and emotional, and now wanting or waning off of the full moon and Cancer season. Cancer twins or Gemini with the Queen of Wands reversed, or Cancer with affection for the Queen of Wands reversed, or Gemini, who has a temper, looking back at the Queen of Swords reversed and all the pain that they experienced with them. With the King of Swords upright, breaking patterns or drop the act with the Page of Cups or message of love, and looking back at a betrayal between the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Swords upright, and the affection for the Queen of Wands reversed with innocent love to help him break the chain at 723, which is the Chariot and the King of Wands, 23. Forgiving and learning and separation, express your love, and then let go of control issues and make the effort. With Cancer and Gemini both upright, or twins and their siblings and or their kids, and their relationship to their mother. And where's Leo? It was like, where's Waldo? Like, everyone's here except for Leo, where'd they go? So around the twins are how they're seen, which is also ego, remember Leo. Around the twins are how they're seen as the King of Wands shaman, which can be a Leo, with Scorpio or Dark Knight, or transition with dealing with the end and death, with truth presented, or the crown handed to him on a sword of his truth to the Hierophant or marriage, the religious establishment, or just an establishment, with the King of Cups Scorpio perhaps. Taurus and Scorpio upright here, possibly Leo, and the block here is the Nine of Pentacles upright, the sovereign or the sovereignty of the unattainable match. After sudden eclipse at the full moon, and that could be the movie eclipse, at the full moon, after twilight and new moon are seen already. And then is the eclipse. Synchronicities comes up, and then personal growth. And sometimes we do things out of order instead of the order that they were presented in. The Two of Cups here is reversed. Lovers in disconnect or at a distance, with the King of Swords upright, probably with a Taurus, or with Taurus in their chart, or a father figure. The King of Pentacles reversed is freed by the truth from patient's family about overwork or not working, suddenly leaving or suddenly offering. The King of Pentacles reversed with the Knight of Wands rushing back away from a disconnect or coming from a distance to come together or for a party to raise glasses to the truth of the King of Pentacles reversed or Libra reversed, or in a twist of fate, suddenly exposing all to ground and integrate, with the Queen of Cups upright, surrendering, and the King of Pentacles reversed in a downturn with the Queen of Wands reversed, healing and forgiving, the Empress reversed, offering time, money, and effort to the Star, healer, or for their dreams, with Aquarius upright, or sisters here, Sag, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, and Aquarius all upright here, but Libra and Taurus both reversed at 738, which is the Chariot and the Queen of Cups. So the Knight of Pentacles, ending pain or getting a massage, an energetic exchange with big love from the Ten of Cups upright, family or happy ending, to clear and look back or from family of the past. The Knight of Wands reaping rewards post-war at the buck full moon with the King of Wands, perhaps with narcissistic man between the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Wands upright, and the King of Wands presenting the truth of a new passion, challenged by the Page of Swords reversed with bad news or negative self-talk, lies or immature communication or a child, lovers with sovereignty, or a sovereign who's upright, perhaps an independent child or their own sovereignty and have everything they need, and the King of Cups reversed with the King of Pentacles reversed in a downturn, slowdown, or twist of fate, with the Queen of Wands reversed, healing the Empress reversed, or with them by offering time, money, and effort to their dreams and or healing efforts at 747, which is the Chariot, and the synchronicities, or choices, or options, or heaven in their eyes. Perhaps they're both dealing with a loss of a mother or father. 3 kings, 2 with kids, and the King of Swords, not there, but his kid is, but their youngest child may be being taken care of by the other kings. The family sending lots of love to or from the past, with truth of the Emperor post-war, with passion ignited with the King of Cups reversed and challenged by bad news or immature communication. With the full moon lovers of twins and the King of Wands and sovereign, with the King of Pentacles reversed in the downturn with the Queen of Wands reversed, healing the Empress reversed, or healing the Empress reversed or the Emperor's reverse passing, with an offer of a new life of dreams come true at 756, which is the Chariot and the 2 of Swords, being your knowing and keeping your energy clear. Okay, so that's the read. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards here, see what's coming up for you guys. It's a long one, huh? 121 already. It was 121.31, which is the Magician, the World, and the Expansion and the Pursuit of Happiness. It's 3:59 on the clock, which is the 11th hour going on to 4 o'clock. But it's also the 3 of the Empress and the 59 of that 5 of Swords, the War Within of the Empress. So again, it's focusing more on the mother than the father, but they're both coming up here. I mean, there could be lots of fathers too who played more of a mother role for people as well. So yeah, a lot about the mother here today. But overall, generally dealing with the mother and fathers. The mamas and the papas. All right, let's see. Take another deep breath, you guys. Let's see what the spirit animals have to say. Oh, that came right out. Oof, I can't even get a hold of it. The panther. Okay, so we'll read that one for sure. I haven't read that one in a while. But you can see that they're being aggressive. And they're in the rain, right? So they're still in that Cancer kind of energy. They haven't been able to escape it yet. And this is that, man, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. So there you go. And then we have the bee, right? The vulnerable little bee. And they're putting out a lot of good energy, right? But it takes a lot for those little wings to carry around that big body. And they haven't become the butterfly yet in this deck. Which is kind of like an inside joke here for us. But he is putting up that, the bee is very well grounded. They're very much in their moderate energy between the solar plexus and the throat, right? They're very much in their heart. They're working hard. And maybe they were taken advantage of. And now they're coming out like this, right? The one who's normally like this is coming out saying, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. All right, so there's your primary energy. And look at that. Look at how all the same colors are coming out of being in moderation. The peacock in this deck is very much about being beautiful within and without. There's a lot of cards coming out here. I think I'm just supposed to count them. Yeah. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? There you go. Where does it end? Okay. How much are you going to allow before you make it stop? So the peacock is beautiful within and without, and you see all of the energies of being from the solar plexus of the yellow to the throat of the blue. And these are 2 prime examples of where you want to be, right? Beautiful within and without, putting on things that resonate with you, not to prove anything to anyone else, but because that's who you are. You love to do these kind of things or look this way. And then we have the otter, who's just innocent, loving, and friendly. This is my 2-year-old with the diapers on the beach. They're so cute. They're just completely innocent and loving to everyone, no matter what, right? So this is maybe a little bit more of a mature energy, and this one's the total innocent energy. It's really beautiful. The pea. My sweet pea's coming up. Oh, sweet pea. Is that Popeye's baby? Yeah. So Popeye and olive oil's sweet pea. So somebody might call themselves that. That could be coming up for somebody. So you know that we're talking about you. All right, the underlying energy is the crow, right? That's a very spiritual energy, right? Standing guard of the whole collective that is now awakened, right? They're not awakened, but the rainbow energy has now come into the collective to make sure everyone is awakening now. And here's us standing guard, okay? The crow is the spiritual community standing guard of the planet of Mother Gaia. And of course, we have our galactic friends doing this as well. And there's the firefly, you know, very much similar energy here, right? I just said our galactic friends. So this is us standing on the earth, and this is our galactic friends standing above the earth, both radiating light, sending a lot of light to us, you know, from the sun to help us ascend, okay? So I was just getting to, what is the light that you need to use on the person to see if you have luciferius in your body, you know, which makes you glow, to see if they actually put luciferius in your injection? That's coming up too, because that was coming up before anyway for me, so I guess I'm supposed to let you know that. So I don't know what kind of light you need, some kind of laser that to light up if you have luciferius inside your body. Some guy online was showing himself lighting up, so. But it's not to put fear in anyone, it's just to, it's because proof of doing things that they didn't tell you they were going to do. That's why it's coming up. So again, and remember that Lucifer actually means light. So again, these are distortions of the dark. Okay, so let me count these cards that came out. That was the underlying energy, you guys. It's the crow and the firefly. And beneath those two was the hyena, which is about, you know, laughing at others at their expense, you know, because of their own insecurities. And that's like, you know, look at the moon. It's like the eclipsed moon, half and half, polarized to dark and light. And needing to find their center. All right, but anyway, the spiritual community and the galactic community are both absorbing the dark energies that are coming off the planet, because it's like the rainbow bridge coming into the planet displaced all of the dark energies, which are now pushed out to the galactic universe in order for them to transmute. So it's like we were doing all this transmuting down on Earth, and now it's been displaced, so now our galactic friends have to transmute some of that energies. So they may be very taxed right now. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. A dozen. And that's also the hangman of Jesus. So again, and Jesus, as far as our galactic friends, don't forget, Jesus always is running the show up there for the twin flames. So you got a lot of strong energy, you know, backing you up. So never be in fear. We have the bottom of the group that I just had to count is the owl, the wise owls, and they came up a lot in the reads today. But also the owl has come up, as I told you, the show that I watched, the documentary about the abductions, that the owl was the first thing they saw before they got abducted. So again, there's always a light aspect of things and a dark aspect of things. It doesn't mean it's one or the other. There's always the light and then the distortion that the dark did on purpose to distort the light's perception of it. And again, the first card that came out was, this is the stubborn father energy. That's a really good father energy, but when they're imbalanced, they're very in their ego and, you know, stubborn kind of energy like that. Very proud, right? That stubborn bull type of energy here. And again, going into the lower chakra energy here. So beware of that as well for the father energy. And it's just the little, you know, frog growing to prince who's struggling with becoming his prince. You know, going back into his old ways of being stubborn and egotistical when he's actually just a really good father. Okay, so there's your father energy that wanted to come up as well as the mother energy. Okay, so let's read about the panther here. Of course, that's fire. Where are you, fire? All right. The panther is annihilation of the unnecessary and the purging. So it's kind of like the part of the cleanup crew. The panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences and they've made us better people. Trust that the panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. When they're in balance, they're brave and productive, but when they're out of balance, they're self-destructive. To bring back into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. So again, this is a lot about the cutting the wheat from the chaff was coming up as well. So like when you don't do something that's needed for yourself, that's when the universe comes in, and you have that tower moment. So let's say you're hoarding and you need to clean out your house. Well, something will come in to force you to do that. Like maybe a room will flood or something, and then you'll be forced to clean all your crap out. So remember that anything like that happens is for your highest good. It's not to be cruel to you. It's just trying to get you to go through that path to come out the other side. All right? And then we have the bee, who's a really hard worker, who's mad as hell, and they're not going to take it anymore. So this energy of causing havoc in your life may be coming through in that way, right? Because the divine masculine anger is coming out now. Right? So they could devastate some others. And again, that father energy right here going into his unbalanced state is the panther. Okay? Remember that there's always the wise owl here too. They're just in an unbalanced energy right now here. And now they need to clean out the clutter. Okay. Get all the crap out of their life. And that came up in the read too. All right, so now we have the journey of love. And you notice that all these energy that came out with the panther are perfectly balanced, right? They're all in the yellow to throat chakra energies. They're staying in their middle energy here. It's really him that needs to clean out things. Like it could be self-destruction, right? Which is the issue here, right? I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And then they freak out at people who perhaps don't deserve it because they're all being very sweet here. Or perhaps because they freaked out, all of a sudden now they're all being really sweet and well-balanced. So it can go both ways. They came out 2 by 2. So the bees is the masculine who was working really hard with these very little wings, but always, being that unwavering person, right? Never failing others. And now he's coming out, freaking out. Perhaps freaking out the kids, maybe freaking out the wrong people, the one who aren't deserving of what he's pissed off about. Again, taking it out on other people. Where he's normally that wise old owl. Which is funny. It makes me think of my college friend who's a Libra energy, right? Libra's all about balance. And she was always calm and balanced and not freaking out. But there's just always that one time where they really freak out. Like they're mad as hell and they can't take it anymore. It's really funny. It makes me think of her. Then again, I have Libra in my chart too. So believe me, I know. I have Mars Libra and my Mercury's in Libra, which is why I have trouble speaking. I think my big fat tongue gets in the way too. All right, let's see here. All right, we have from the journey of love, gifts received. So again, nature's coming up here with gifts received, as well as the 13 of the death card, which is transitioning. Sorry, I didn't put the light on with the close-up here. All right, so gifts received with nature, also seeing orbs of light. Notice the colors that you're seeing. Are they brighter? Are you starting to see more things like orbs? Are you seeing premonitions, Notice what your gifts are, how they've upgraded. Every quarter they seem to upgrade a little bit, but especially in the spring and the summer months here, at these transitions, your gifts tend to get stronger. So notice your gifts, and the pearl threaded. It's through our gifts we all connect. The pearl is the bacteria, the crap that gets in, that we then learn to clean out, which then becomes that beautiful pearl, the pearl essence of all of us. And that's where we all have things in common that we can connect with. So again, be your natural self. And it reminds me of when I was sitting on the beach with my sister the other day, right where we sat on the sand to sit in the salt water for a little bit. There's all these little baby clams. I realized I just sat on them. They're all burrowing into the sand. They were so cute. They were so tiny. But remembering that we're all connected. They reminded me of the bee too, because no matter how many times the water flushes them out of the sand, they burrow back in, keep burrowing back in, and then their little feet come out like they're kind of like fish feet, pushing them back in. They were so cute. All right, so then we have knowing without knowing as well coming up here, which is the 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, and the Mary Magdalene energy, like, in Africa, the women carrying these big buckets of water on their shoulders and things like that. There's very much that energy here with the M type of energy here too. Knowing without knowing with the buttercup yellow. With self-love, spiritual love, and new love. No matter what, being in your knowing. So not worrying about it, you know. This is like the very two-dimensional here because you're not worried about it. It just is what it is. And, oh, they want me to count cards again. So we have the 12, the completion, the hangman, which is also the Pisces and the Capricorn. So it's 12, the end of December, and the end of Capricorn, which are the two endings of the astrological chart and the end of the year. And very related to the Jesus Christ energy and Sagittarius in December as well. Let's see, we have one. Oh, Heart of God is on the bottom of this group. All right, so God's coming up 2 as Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here we have 11 where we had 12 in the group before. So 11 is justice, which is truth and balance, going into the 12 of the hangman, of hanging on the cross and then seeing a new perspective and the wisdom in this. And they know not what they do. So 11 and 12. And the heart of God. 1, 2. Oh, they want me to say 11 to 12 is also November to December. So yeah, definitely Sagittarius and Capricorn are coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So 11 to 12 is Sagittarius, 11 to 12. So that's what they're trying to show me, because that's the heart of God. Because God, before when birthdays had come up, Jesus was coming up as January 7th, and then God was coming up as December 7th, but the 13th was also coming up. But that's just the message I was getting. Doesn't have to be your perspective. And then the bottom of the deck here is the moon, which is 21 in the world, completion. She is the moon, and there again, there's that pearl in the middle of the chakra. And there is completion here on transition, right? We go from the 12 to the 13, 11, 12, 13. 13 is the transition to the other side. The other side is the connection between all of our pearls, the collective consciousness, and the fragile cord that connects us all. And notice these flowers are all in the higher chakra energies, you know, bridging us to our higher selves. And the Mary Magdalene buttercup yellow of being grounded here on earth in our knowing without knowing, of self-love, spiritual love, new love. And no matter how much weight of the world we carry, being in our knowing that, you know, that each person is divine, right? The gifts received that we have, that we're all connected. The transition of the Queen of Cups, which is the Mary Magdalene energy of self-love here. Okay, the Mary Magdalene on the cross. After the 12 of the hangman is the transition, the rising to the divine feminine of the Queen of Cups and the Mary Magdalene, knowing without knowing. Okay. And then we have, of course, the bottom of the deck, which is like saying she is the moon, right? She is the world. We are the world. We are the children, right? So that's coming up too. What was beneath that? Becoming. 34 is the energetic exchange. And again, this is another 2D picture in this deck. It's all beauty, even the 2D, right? The two-dimensional, the space between. That leaves you room to grow, becoming, the energetic exchange, the hours of love, of loving yourself first, and putting the power here in your heart, and then completing the cycle. And we just finished the buck moon. She is the moon. And becoming the gifts that you are the gift of the moment. The cord or the pearl threaded. There's something else they're trying to get through to me, but I'm not getting it yet. And they want me to bring up, like, you know, the pictures I always show you of seeing different figures in the bushes across the street. These are gifts. They're messages for you guys, right? To not discount them, including your own messages like that. They're saying, you know, be more aware of your environment. See what you see. What are you seeing in your pictures? What are you seeing without pictures when you're taking a walk? What are you noticing in nature? It's saying ground, GI, the knowing. Ground and integrate your knowing. It's like, this is very earth and grounded, and then this is like your galactic connection. And here you are back down and grounding it in, right? So you're taking what you learn and then you're connecting it to all that is, and then you're bringing it back down to earth again and really rooting it into your knowing here. That's how it's coming through. So let's see what the gifts say for you guys. 13, I think that's a short one, yeah. Relax, it's okay to accept what's coming your way now. Gentle your soul and steady your heart. Even though this precious treasure can be received by you, and why not? Are you not built of the same stuff as that treasure, beloved? It's all love, after all. That's all that there is. Enjoy, accept, and rest in the knowledge that you are being invited into a sanctuary of abundance. Peaceful rest and replenishment now. It's just time, which is funny because that first read I did this morning ended on time. This oracle holds a message for you. The universe is trying to get something to you. More abundance, more love, an answer to a prayer. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that we make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. So relax, have some fun, be at peace. Everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way. The wind blows softly through grass and my open heart. Love unexpected. And rise and be love, guys.